I think there's nothing more. Hi, Danny Gamble here. I think there's nothing more um, interesting in life than things that are actually happening. So I'll have to do some political ones. I've done some already, but I'll have to do some more. I'm gonna do this one on. Actually, I gotta do a bunch on relationships too. But again, I'm gonna not. This spins off a relationship, but it's not about a relationship. Well, slightly, I guess. I in the past have had different people in my life, and one of the ladies who's the most recent in my life is an East Indian lady who grew up in England and then moved to Canada, and she had family like we all have family. And anyways, when we were still together, we both had a tragedy happen where our fathers passed, both our dads passed within 1 week of each other, and literally this is totally true and total irony. I called her to let her know I had to, cancel something we were going to do. I think it was that evening or the next day, because my father just passed away. I basically called her from the hospital, and to do the right thing and just sort of clear my plate, because I was obviously going to be dealing with this and nothing else for a while. And when I'm talking to her, she goes, "Oh, well, I just was in an ambulance." I went, "What?" She'd just been in an ambulance with her father, and he had actually given directions that he wasn't to be saved. If it was his time, it was his time. But her son had come across him first, and either he didn't know or he didn't agree with it, and he had them basically bring him back to life. I think it was adrenaline or whatever they gave him, and CPR and all that. So he came out of it, and then, but so weirdly, they would have passed on the same day. Can you imagine that? Like, you're in a relationship with someone, and both your dads go on the same day, the actual same day. That's very strange. So, anyways, he lasted another week as a result in the hospital, and then he passed away. So, life's strange, right? So, now we're obviously going to support each other, through the passing times and the things that each family does, and different cultures do different things. So I'm going to just deal a little bit with hers because no, of course it's. People are like, "Well, you laughed. You can't be. It's not funny." Well, no, but for me, you have to look at life and see things. Of course, it's a sad moment. She loved her dad. I love my dad. That's a given. That's given for most of us. It's sad if you don't love your parents. But no, what was for me was there was some cultural interesting things that ended up transpiring as a result. So I was like, I'm there for you, whatever you need. Just need me, don't need me, whatever you want. I'm there for you. Just let me know, what's happening in the days, and I'll make sure I book it off or whatever. So anyway, so that was all organized, and then I was to go to. They have actually the service at the place where they actually, they speak about him. They're in the coffin, and then they literally from the coffin they take him into a room, and in this case he was going to be cremated. So, but they do it like right then and now with everybody in attendance. So it was obviously a sad time, and it was a place out in actually it's in Delta, but just over you go through the tunnel, and then you basically hang a left and go back down to the river, and there's a place there. That's the one it was at, mosque. And so we go there, and you find your park, and you go in. And I was asked if I had a ticket. I'm like, sorry? A ticket? I needed a ticket, like, is this a concert kind of thing, Well, why would I need a ticket? But I explained who I was and who I was here with. And, okay. So I got escorted in. Because we had arrived separately. Obviously, she came with her immediate family and her son. And, so, I came. And you don't sit, like the women sit together and the men sit together. So even though I was coming in to support her, I wasn't actually allowed to sit anywhere near her. I managed to catch her before everyone sat down and said a quick, hug and hi, and I'll talk to you later kind of thing. And she was obviously distraught, and so was all brothers and sister-in-laws and stuff like that. So, because he was loved and he had a big family. So I go and sit, with people. Obviously, I don't really know. And her sons, for whatever, he was in they have priority roles, which I think we do in our religions too. If we didn't do a service for my dad because this isn't what he wanted. But anyway, so now I'm at this function and everyone gets up and speaks and talks about him and stuff, and all that was quite interesting. And people come up and put flowers on the thing or kiss their fingers and then put it on the coffin and stuff like that. So then, as it progressed and it gets towards the end and now it's the time when, we've done a lot of standing and sitting at different parts, and a lot of it was in a language, of course, that I don't understand. So there was a lot of times I was just sort of staring and had people beside me I didn't know, and just sort of like, oh well, I'm here supporting, but I didn't really get a lot of it. I'd have to get it explained later, or some of it explained. I mean, a lot of it was just religious talk that I didn't really need to have explained because it didn't really matter to me. So now, towards the end, I'm hearing, this thing about tickets being announced. Those with tickets, please come forward. I'm like, okay, I heard about tickets when I arrived. I wonder what this ticket thing is all about. So some of these people go up with tickets, but a whole bunch of other people came up, because you could tell. I mean, there was just like a whole bunch in there, and her brothers are trying to put their hands up like, slow down, guys. Like, well, just slow down. Show me your ticket. Show me your ticket. Well, it turns out they were given the ticket because the people with the tickets were the people that they all were allowed to, at the beginning, walk with the coffin, put their hand on it. I guess it's their way of being close to God, right? He's going off to God, and this is their way of being close to heaven. I think. I could be wrong, but I think that was part of it. So they're walking towards the door where they'll go through, and this door you go through is a door, but then there's windows, and then from the windows you go around the corners. You can see them pushing it, and then it gets to wherever the fire part is. And I imagine if you're on the right angle, you can probably see that too. I don't know. I stayed in my seat, but what's funny is the reason they had to have the tickets was when they got to the door, a whole bunch of people wanted to go in too. They wanted to literally be part of pushing the coffin into the flames to turn it into, the ashes. Like, they wanted the ticket to be part of the incinerating of the person, so they were closer to God. Oh, or Muhammad, or I guess Muhammad. Not sure how that works actually. Strange, eh? So there I am. I'm like trying not to, I'm trying to be all serious and everything, but it was a little comical because at the doorway it wasn't a fight, but it was a bit of like a pushing match. People trying to squeeze by that didn't have tickets, trying to find a way to sneak around, through an armpit, do like a little hockey roll and goal. It's very strange. And the ticket thing was because this happens, and they knew it was going to happen, so they had to be prepared for it. Very, very strange. Very strange. So, there's different things that happen in culture. Now with my father, my ex, when she came in, that she thought, we don't really do a whole lot, but we did what he wanted, and same thing. He didn't want us service, and he wanted us to. We put him in, into ashes too, and then we went to a lake that was the family lake that we, all spent a lot of great summers at, and we went out on a boat, and that's where my mom with, her children, was 4 of us. The other nieces and nephews and grandchildren were all on the shore for that part, and we put the ashes into the lake. That's what my dad's request was, and Mom was honoring his wishes. So a little bit more subdued, a lot more subdued. So there, you just learn something culturally. So yeah, I still to this day, like, I'm sure at the time I was, obviously more serious, more tired too, because you don't sleep much before these things. You're also a little stressed about, attending and and worrying about, in my case, I was worrying about my ex, and well, which wasn't my ex at the time. I was worrying about her and, and what she was going through. So it's kind of serious. But when I look back on it, it's like, holy shit! Like, that's to me, not understanding. It's the word's bizarre is a little strong, but definitely different. So if you ever attend a funeral, you can, if you get asked for a ticket, know now that, unless you're planning to be one of the ones to push the coffin in for the cremation right on up into the fire, then if you don't have a ticket, you won't be allowed to do that part. And I would actually advise don't get a ticket. I don't think you want to do that, but who am I to say? All right, take care.